Maddie's bringing out the beast.
Oh yeah! 321 cc's of pure magic and fun. Don't pause, press play. Don't pause, press play.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Scotty P. Cruising with the man himself, Mr. Matty Magic Fountain. Hello! And there's something a little different from 60 degrees. We're going to do a bit of a vlog today, a vlog, about do you need 1000cc to have fun on the streets, to have fun through the twisties? We're testing this theory on this little Yamaha R3. It does not have mini beans. There are not a lot of them, and I'll probably use as many as I can. And you know what? Knee down again, knee down again. Wow, this thing is so easy. I'm going to be a little bit controversial, and I'm going to say no, you don't need 1000cc. You don't need those big sports bikes, super sports, to have fun through the twisties. There's two different ways about it. Like you got all that extra power on a big sports bike, really exhilarating fun. Coming out of the corners, you can give it a good squeeze. There can be a lot of excitement. This thing, not a lot of punch coming out of the corners, but the corner speed you can carry, that's the things with bigger bikes. You've got to really muscle them around. You have to slow down a lot more to going through the corners. You can carry so much more through the corners on this, and that's where the fun is. And when you're playing through the twisties with the big bikes, 9 times out of 10 you'll probably pull a bit of a gap on them, except when it comes to the straights. That's when they'll get you. But through the twisties, yeah, you'll freaking get away from them, and that's where a lot of the fun is had. Not so much getting up it on the straights, but just carrying that speed through the corners. We're currently cruising down the M1, heading towards the Gold Coast, the beautiful Queensland Gold Coast. It's actually a really bloody good day. We've had some a fair few bushfires here in Australia, and there's been a lot of smoke and haze in the air. But I think our fireys are getting on top of them. Bless those guys, they've done a fantastic job. And look at the skies today. We've got blue sky, a little bit cloudy, but not too bad. It's probably the clearest it's been for quite a while. Now I bet I look pretty funny on this little thing, because I'm all of, last time I weighed myself, I think I was 92 kilos. So I got a fat ass and a beer belly on a little R3. I bet it'd be quite amusing. Now last time I rode this thing, they had the little feelers on the pegs, and yeah, I touched down. Those little buggers scraped the ground, and I pooed a little, I'll admit it. Whoa! I just touched the peg! What the fuck? I barely even leant it over! Whoa! I touched the peg again!
Alright, so one little problem I have was ground clearance, and we're going to fix that now.
Yeah, clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Lefty loosey.
Yeah, but which way?
Yeah, that way. That way's lefty loosey.
I pooed a little. We've taken those off now, so hopefully I don't touch down today. We'll have plenty of ground clearance now. That was the one thing I found with the little bike. There's not a lot of ground clearance, but I do think it was mainly just those feelers. Now they're off, I reckon we're good. Alright, now let's see me. Ready? Oh yeah! Just a little bit more power in that one. There's Matty's spiffy new Ogio backpack. Got a bit of camera gear in there today. Does well, looks good. Yep, he is. He's. Oh, look at that! How's that for thinking? Bloody, you and me, we are you and me on it. Yeah. It looks quite comfy. And like I said, it's got all camera gear and stuff in it today. There's a drone in there. I'm pretty sure it's, like a full-size camera. GoPro gear. It does well. And it looks rather sleek on the back. Like, it doesn't look big and puffy or anything. It's, yeah, it looks good. And we're about to turn off in 2. Are we counting down? Was that 2, 1, or there's 2 more exits to go? Alright, we're moving over. Look out, I'm coming. I'm moving over, get out of my way. Why do people seem to slow down so much on the highway? I don't know. Like, you just be cruising along, all of a sudden it's like, ah, screw it. I want to do 80 now. It's a 100 zone. Stay at 100 till you get off. Are we getting off here? Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Oh, feel the power. Had to give it a squirt there. I knew that lane ended, and I wanted to make sure I beat the car, because I don't think you'd win too many races against cars on this thing. Now, should we filter? No, we shouldn't. We've only got one straight. Oh, no, we're turning left. We're turning left. Oh, straight through is Brisbane. Good thing I didn't filter. We don't want to go that way.
Back on the highway.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Oh, no, we don't want to go that way. You know what would be nice on this thing? Bloody quick shifter. A quick shifter would be nice on it, because you do change gears quite a bit. It actually is pretty forgiving on the throttle and clutch. You can ride the clutch quite a bit, so there won't be any stallage. Oh, we're GP weaving. GP weaving. We're gonna get some temperature in these tyres. This thing handles the bumps really well. Good suspension. It's nice and soft, but it's not too soft that you really feel like you're wallowing around too much. No. I feel like I've got to lift my feet up a little bit. I'm worried about touching down. And I'm not even dipping into corners yet. Since those feelers hit the ground, that's just been in the back of my mind, like, oh, just be careful. Alright, so let's see if we can keep up with Matty through these corners. I'm probably just going to stay in 3rd gear. 3rd's a pretty good gear. Oh, touchdown! Well, that was my knee and my boot. So that's good. Knee and boot touchdown, not foot peg. Happy with that, Jan. Yes, Jan, I'm happy. Well, I could be getting on the throttle a lot earlier on this. Knees down again. This thing is so easy to get knee down. I didn't even touch the brakes then. Matty had to get on the brakes. I reckon I could overtake him if I wanted to. I won't though. Knee down. Didn't even touch the brakes again. Could have stayed in it then. Didn't have to slow down that much for that corner. Knee down again. Oh, it's so good without those feelers. Knee down again. Wow. I don't think I've ever got my knee down this much in like one ride. And it's down again. It's just so easy. Oh, we're pulling in here, are we? I was scraping my knee the whole way up. Yeah. It's just so easy on this. You just get out. Oh, there's the knee down again. Oh, that's the knee and the foot. Like, I think it's just this. This is so easy.
I saw you in the mirror, you're like right there, like,
yeah, I caught up to you. I was like, I could probably overtake him, but I won't. Alright, we'll have a run down, and then we'll pull over, sort out some camera gear, take a few beauty shots maybe, or something like that. Oh, I needed more throttle then. No brakes, just into the corner, lay it in. You can get on the throttle so early, like to power yourself through the corner. A lot of the times I'm finding I'm actually getting on the throttle quite late, and I'm a little bit tight in the corner. It just tips in so well. And moving your body weight around also really helps it. Alright, well, I've got 3 cars in front of me now. I think I'm just going to stick behind these guys, and then I'll pull off at the corner. Oh, now we're on the heavy bike. You can feel straight away the turning's not as easy. It's a bigger bike, but a different seating position as well. Now the bike's going to act differently, and you're not sitting down in the bike like with the R3. You're on top of the bike with this one. It's definitely not going to be as easy to throw around. I know that right now. There won't be anywhere near as much knee down on this thing. You're a lot higher in the bike, on the bike. It turns a lot slower, and you've actually got to muscle it a little bit more. But coming out of the corners, that's where the fun is on a bigger bike. You can squirt it nice and early. You can't carry as much speed into the corner, but you can definitely get on a lot more coming out of the corner. And see, on the little R3, you could be cruising behind this guy and still just come up to a corner and go, whoop, and then knee down and everything. Whereas not so much on this. Yeah, I can definitely feel cruising the long distance on this, you'd get tired and sore. Well, let's try not touching the brakes. Ah, we're not going too fast. Nope, forgot the nod. Sorry, bro. Noddy. Here's 2, because I missed you. He's so much higher off the ground in this, there's no way of touching down, like pegs or anything like that. And it's definitely not as easy touching down. Matty just used my head as a tower and buzzed the tower. I mean, this is still fun. Like, let's not be silly. This is still a lot of fun. Oh, knee down. Woohoo! Yeah, this is still a lot of fun, but it's just not as easy. You know, nothing comes with ease with riding a bigger sports bike like this. Whereas the little bikes are just easy. Everything is just easy on them. And I think that's where the fun factor comes in. You know, you don't really have to concentrate on them or anything. This is fun though. Right. Yeah, see, coming out of the corners in this is fun. I don't think we're going to get much more, so we'll call that it.
I got close to your head then.
Yeah, you did. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it there. I was like, oh, right in front. Then you dropped down. I was like, do I duck?
Alright guys, we're back in the 60 Degrees office after our ride, doing a bit of a wrap up after riding the R3 and the ZX6. Yes, okay, it wasn't 1,000, but you get the point. It was a bigger sports bike. We wanted to see if you really need those extra CCs to have some fun. If you'd asked me at the start of the ride, I would have been leaning more towards yes. I did think that the R3 would be a bit of fun, but I mean, I like my big bikes. I like the big sports bikes. I didn't think the R3 would be as fun. Was I wrong? Yes, I was. It was fantastic. It was an awesome little squirter. I actually had more fun on the R3 than the ZX6. That R3 I could have blasted all day, or pretty much did blast around on that all day, and I was still feeling fresh as a daisy when we got back. Awesome. Now, this is just our opinion. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to go and get a bigger sports bike. If you want one, that's fine. Go and get one. I'm not your real dad. You can do what you want. Let's be honest. But just for having a play on the road, the R3, I'll stop saying R3. A smaller bike on the road is really all you need. They're nice and light and nimble, good for travelling. That's from my experience, what I've found riding on the road is the travel to and from the places where you're going to have a bit of a thrash. It really wears you out. It's those Ks on the highways, just putting along, or then when you're off the highway, you're going in and out of traffic and shit, and that's where you get worn out. I mean, once you get to your spot where you're going to have a play, great fun. But then you got to cruise all the way home again. Another good thing about the smaller bikes is the wear and tear. I mean, they're such a light little bike. You're going to wear through tyres a lot less. And fuel economy. Unreal. The day that we went for a ride and I touched down in the feelers. Well, me on the R3, Matty on his ZX6, we both fueled up at the same time that morning, went for that ride, and then the next day, when we went out again that morning, we stopped in and got some more fuel. The R3 took 5 litres to fill up. The ZX6 took 12. I mean, there's just a great example right there. I've already mentioned how easy they are to flick around and how light they feel, but it's just unreal how easy it is just to get your knee down everywhere. I mean, it almost happened every corner. It was very surprising. It actually blew me away once we got those bloody feelers off the bottom of the pegs. It was really easy. And, you know, that's just another tick on the box that gives you that extra wank factor when you want to brag to your mates, or when you are chasing that bigger class bike up the mountains. You're going to keep up with them easy. Obviously, smaller bikes, bugger all power. So you're not really going to keep up in the straights. But as soon as you hit those corners, you're going to give any guy on a bigger bike the shits, because he's going to be expecting to run away from you, and he's not going to be able to. Now, if you're a newer rider, or just someone out there looking to buy a bigger class bike, just to get that, engage that fun button, you definitely don't need it. You may want it, but you don't need it. So where you want a bigger bike is where you're going to be really pushing it. Like, for example, on the track. Personally, I've got an R1 track bike. 1000cc is what I want for the track. Do I want that for the road? Well, you know, I'd like 1000cc anyway, but you don't need it. If I get another road bike, I doubt it'll be 1000. It'll be something small. You're not going to lose your license as fast. You're not going to be going at stupid speeds, but you will have a lot of fun. And I do understand with the bigger bikes that there's a lot of thrill in it, and a lot of that is a little bit of fear as well, because you have to understand that bike has a lot of power. With the little bikes, it's got less the power, there's less fear. All you're doing is just enjoying yourself and having fun. Yes, there's less of an adrenaline rush, but there's other ways you can get that. Go home, see your missus, or get a track bike.
Whatever you're into.
Whatever you're into. If you're under the impression that buying a big class bike will make you a better rider, you're wrong. I'll stop you right there. The bike does not make you a better rider. Your skills make you a better rider. So, I mean, shit. Anyone can chase 300, alright? Anyone can go fast in a straight line. You don't need a lot of skills for that. But going fast through the twisties, that's where you need your skills, and that's where a lot of the fun is. If you go out there and purchase the latest R1, but you haven't got the skills to ride it, you're just going to be that guy that is getting passed by all the little bikes. You're going to be the one getting the shits. It's going to be hilarious for them, though. Those little CBR 250s, they're going to be going around you, and the only place you're going to get them is in the straights, because you can't turn. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Guys get the big bikes, but they haven't got the skills to handle them, and they get thrashed by guys on little bikes. Because the skills, that's what you need. Best way to get skills, go and do some courses, or go to a track. You can go in the smaller groups, the slower groups if you want to call them, and just do laps, practice, watch other riders, watch riders with more skills, learn from them, talk to other riders. It's the best thing you can do, and that way you're in a controlled environment. There's no cars on the road, you don't have to worry about anyone else, you're all going the same direction, and if you do have a bingle, well, ambos are already there. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, if you go to a track day and you're on a smaller bike, there is nothing wrong with that. It's the best way to learn. You're improving your skills. That's what you're there for, and you're there to have fun as well. You'll improve your skill set further and a lot faster starting on something smaller than you will on a bigger bike. If you haven't got the skills for those bigger bikes, then you're just going to scare yourself. The bikes coming out these days are stupid powerful, and I'm no friggin' GP rider, but I'm pretty confident in myself, and I'm still wary of big bikes. You have to understand, you have to be conscious that those things, if you do anything wrong, they're going to bite you in the ass. So there you have it. I had a fantastic time on the R3. It really blew me away. It was so much fun. I suppose you could kind of say it was just like a go-kart. There's a lot of leeway. You make a little mistake, you can fix it. And that's why I recommend that you don't need a bigger bike to have fun on the streets. So there you have it. There's 60 Degrees first vlog. And let us know if you agree or not. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion, each to their own. Everyone's got an asshole, you know. I mean, just because everyone's got an asshole doesn't mean that everyone needs to see it. Maybe you should just shut up. I don't want to hear your opinion. No, I'm joking. Put it in the comments. We'll have a read. Also, don't forget to head over to our official 60 Degrees YouTube channel. We have plenty more motorcycle-related content. Alright, we have plenty more motorcycle-related content. Motorcycle-related content. We have plenty more of it. And some very spiffy motorcycle reviews with high-quality visuals. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it around, and don't forget to hit that subscription button. I'm Scotty P, and as always, my fellow riders, get on your two wheels and free the soul. Thanks for watching. Jesus. Do I make shit hard or what? It's frustrating. When we're gibbering, having a chat, there's like everything's flowing, and then I get in front and go, hi.